This week on Hermitcraft. Once upon a Minecraft server, of which I'm a keen observer, players who'd forgotten laws were punished as their neighbours laughed. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a recapping. Who could leave a permit office, woefully so understaffed? Why no ender chest, I muttered, baffled by a law so daft. Quoth the parrot, Hermitcraft. Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixorifs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara, and in case it wasn't obvious, the Popo has been on our mind lately. Despite being directly told they lack any authority whatsoever, the permit office enforcers have been an absolute menace to anyone whose shop doesn't meet some admittedly fairly basic requirements. They haven't started bricking anyone into walls yet, but we get the impression that it's only a matter of time. Fortunately, everyone on the server carries a pickaxe with them, so it's not quite as threatening as all that, and some players have more resourceful ways of dealing with the enforcers, like warping them to the world border. But we'll get to that later, because now it's time to look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Pearlescent Moon, who opens mail intended for a horse. We're pretty sure this is a federal crime, but then she writes back as the horse, so we're adding identity theft to the list of charges.
I'm very confused, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. Let's do a return mail.
Of course, the post office has a horse mascot emblazoned upon its stamps, so we can see how Rendog and False Symmetry came to this conclusion.
Sincerely, the Hermit Postman. Sign, a flutter, done.
Pearl mocks up a chorus fruit growing greenhouse with stone, texturing it in a time-lapse, then also mocks the Popo by installing an ender chest in each of her trucks, but making it difficult to access each time. But the permit office loves a loophole, so she's off the hook for now.
Okay, there you go.
If your customers are upset, that's on you. All I'm here for is making sure that the rules are followed.
At least if they come round with a warrant, she'll have plenty of places to hide, and a room that rains arrows on you from the ceiling. Gemini Tay drops by for an impromptu game of hide and seek, which ends with Gem standing in the chorus fruit farm as Pearl harvests them from the top down and the bottom up.
What'd you push?
Wait for it.
There it goes.
Whoa!
XP Crafted has a different way of dealing with the Popo, which is to double down. They've warned him about selling honey from half foods despite it being a whole food, all of which he has the permits to sell. When business partner Vintage Beef agrees, they decide to stretch the definition of food to include spider eyes, rotten flesh, and pufferfish, any of which the Popo would be welcome to sample if they wanted to prove its legitimacy as food.
Anything you can eat, right?
Anything, yes.
Right, if you can eat it, sell it.
It's
like
food,
that's,
yes.
Yeah.
The enforcers don't have any questions for Iskal 85 yet, but XP Crafted might have a few.
Yes,
these questions, I'm going to let you know, are very legally binding, but not really.
Whew. Okay.
Not really.
Iskal himself is questioning why someone would improve the Mission Possible pedestal by turning it into diorite. But this transgression spurs him into action, and he imports some cosmetic rewards for Mission Possible, then creates a whole new HQ building for it himself. Completing these missions will now earn you coins, and redeeming your coins will now get you some wacky wearables. And if you can't find the building, just look for those golden arches.
Very fine representation of the logo. Very, very cool. I'm a big fan of this build.
Even though he's moonlighting as an enforcer, Skizzleman's more urgent job is maintaining the mangrove and cherry supply at the big wood store. Finally giving the room the redecoration it deserves, Skiz opens it up to customers and a roasting from whoever's online at the time. It actually hurts less than he expected, so he throws himself through Ethos Frogger course to make up for it.
Oh, I thought you didn't say go. You didn't say go.
I said you didn't want to go! Woo!
Falls out in the lead.
Donning the official hat of the Popo, though, he and Scar slap Mumbo with 2 citations for not displaying his iron permit and for not restocking the gold shop. Which is when Skiz realizes his powder snow shop is also in violation for not displaying a permit, and he has the humiliating task of writing a citation in first person.
I feel like you went a little generous on the dates there, Skiz.
I can't.
Are we cutting ourselves a little slack there, Skiz?
You have to, sometimes you earn these things, and I earned this one.
To regain dominance, he and Scar T-pose to assert a land claim for their headquarters, and Skiz returns to his base to pay for the armor stand horses he commissioned from Zombie Cleo. Since the law prevents him from making a pop-up shop, Good Times with Scar absolutely pops off with his sand shop and fills in the interiors of the Death Star looming over the server. The Imperial hangar brings back the memories of playing with a toy replica, and Cubfan135 brings back a custom player head that looks like Darth Vader's mask.
Come into the light, Anakin. Ward off Vader. Look at that. That is awesome.
But digging out enough sand and gravel to buy out Doc's entire existence also gave Scar some time to really think on the nature of things, and so he pays a visit to Etho, who holds the All Stones permit, to have a conversation on whether sandstone is more sand than a stone.
Well, what do you suggest we do about it?
We'll have to let the viewers decide at the end, I feel like. Because I can't ask Korean. If I get put on hold one more time, Etho, I might not come back. As
Cub Fan's diamond earned stat races over the first 1,000, Joe Hills pays him a visit, and a bunch more diamonds, on behalf of the Big Wood Initiative to handle the grand opening of their all-you-can-eat beaver buffet.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what does a grand opening entitle? Well, opening all your shops, right? Doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a problem.
After the talk with the investors, Cub arranges a musical Skytacular set to Lena Raine's Other Side music disc.
We're going to jump on this, like that, one time. We should see all these activate up here. Bam, bam, then this one.
Cub's own advertisement campaign unfolds mostly in Tango Tech's video when he exchanges a serious amount of diamonds for a short segment promoting his fireworks shop, which we won't show because Cub hasn't paid us any diamonds. To make sure he never has to sell out like that, Tango builds up a stone generator in his farming basement. But it's unlikely the cobblestone poverty is ever to visit him, granted the profits from his redstone shop are already coming in large amounts.
Very good, very good, very good.
iJevin finds himself bombarded on all sides with collabs, be it Iskal wanting a second opinion on his stage voice.
Why do you sound like you're talking through a pillow?
No, you sound great.
I might just kill you guys.
Or XB wanting a 20th one on the 3 questions he asks everyone.
It wasn't while we were there. I think the hottest it got was like 97.
I might just kill you guys.
But between them and Postmaster Pearl delivering the mailbox, Jevin finds time to build his own with a skeleton farm, which is less about actual building and more about slabbing a whole lot of the nether while dubstep tunes are playing somewhere very slowly. Sounds much nicer all sped up though. A new word in musical interludes comes with Smallish Beans, who starts out his video for the week with a Backstreet Boys tribute. Beans is in fact back alright, and last I checked the calendar, guess what? It's gonna be May. The main build of his series truly takes a turn, and a 90-degree one at that, when Joel adds a second descending stairway street to his Japan-inspired village. Which is so inspired by Japan, there's now a temple directly based on one Joel visited on his real-life trip.
But yeah, I kind of based this off a temple I saw in real life. I'll try and put a photo on the screen now of when Lizzie and I went there in the early morning.
What he didn't see in the real-life Japan is the giant Perry the Platypus art, so he moves his one to Gemini Tay's base. Also in his absence, Iskal mailed him so many shulker boxes, you'd think he's selling oak.
Have your stupid stamps. I bought a stack of
Hypnotized expands his mailing capacity ad infinitum as he finally gets to building that shulker farm he's been working towards for weeks. One angry box soon becomes many, and all it takes is some bamboo, string, and being the titan of industry.
Can you guys hear me? That's really loud and annoying. Oh, it's raining out here.
False Symmetry reaches the yin to her yang as she expands her river digging services to also offer bridge building. Her first assignment is to throw a road over to Zombie Cleo's hamlet, which she builds on a diagonal at an angle for double points.
Leo's base is on that diagonal too, looking that way, which is the main reason I did it. And then if you come through, you're literally facing directly my base, and then I guess this way.
But False will also happily get stuck into the mud Rendog is using to terraform the landscape inside his Gigacorp wall, which now has several space-age decontamination doors around the outline to make sure he doesn't cut himself off entirely from his neighbors. After all, how would he get out to his second home at Iskal's apartment block? Or for that matter, check on the beacon shop profits. Ren has plenty of reasons to step outside the exoplanetary custom biome, although it's looking prettier by the day, so maybe he has some good reasons to stay home and smell the spore blossoms.
As hermits come in, the first thing I want them to experience is this alien vibe that we're cooking over here.
Working to expand his own conglomerate, Azuma Void recruits Zombie Cleo into the Wolves of Wool Street, which, as it turns out, now involves recording their own awoo howl onto a horn, which is not much of a stretch for somebody who has an Owo redeem on their streams.
Right now, my howl is awoo.
You sure you don't want to put a little bit more oomph into it?
Oh!
Wow!
That was hype!
The veterans will note, however, that Azuma's fursona is a turtle, and he does in fact help Scar with the turtle eggs and the dolphin for his traveling zoo.
Take your pants off real quick, Azuma.
Say what?
You are an actual turtle, Azuma.
Not all beings are as treasured by him though, and Azuma spends much of this video figuring out how to mass auto-spawn snow golems for his Wither Rose farm. Vintage Beef begins his week discovering a mystery book, and we don't mean the one Etho sent back to him, which was not mysterious in the slightest. It was mischievous, and Beef opts to spread the mischief around, revealing himself to be the one who turned the Mission Impossible podium into a diorite plinth. After a big tea meeting, a big wood meeting, and XP Crafted's big new coffee table design, Beef returns to Chekhov's book, which he read in the first act but didn't fire, and it takes him to an equally enigmatic underground salmon cliffhanger.
This seems like, it's not a trap. Oh my goodness.
And finally there's Doc M77, who took this long to show up in the script because he was coming back from 30 million blocks away. Doc's mission this week is to boldly go where no hermit has gone before, and take a pig with him apparently. The technical details behind this not crashing the server are frankly kinda wild, so it's worth sticking around for the explanations and the absurd micro-calculations which are made even funnier by how oblivious the pig is.
Alright, if you come over here, you can see, right, the hitbox of the boat is nicely aligned against these blocks here. Pretty much the so-called floating point alignment. And how do we achieve that? Use zero ticking and minecarts for it to get the perfect distance. And it's in a perfect position to help us align the boat now in its final position.
Take a sip of water every time he says the word entity, and you'll easily meet your hydration goals for today. But then the Quantum Pig arrives. We get a travel montage that should probably come with a photosensitivity warning, and he steps through a nether portal at the natural world border 30 million blocks from zero. Even creates some theoretically impossible blocks while he's there, then promptly sets himself on fire. The absolute mad lad. The true payoff of this over-engineered rubber band gun, though, tricking Good Times with Scar into using it.
In case you get stuck in midair, click the water bottle. But you know, it's look at the F3 screen. It'll take you a while. You're on the way to the Farlands, buddy.
Wait, Farlands? I haven't heard that since like 2011.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is PixelRiffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.